GamingBolt presents 15 villains you didn't realize were way cooler than you, the hero. We weren't supposed to be rooting for these guys, were we? Games of old would be able to get by with a generic mad doctor trying to take over the world with his robots because he could, or a mad turtle king capturing a princess in another castle. But as games grew, the villains that needed to motivate players to the end had to grow with them, many times being given a charisma, sass, and outright draw to them that wasn't shared by the player character. Did we miss any of your favorites? Leave them in the comments and let's talk about them. Vaas, Far Cry 3. The intimidating Vaas steals the show of Far Cry 3 for very good reason. This unhinged madman just visually looks like he's hanging onto reality with a fingernail, and has the presence that both works as the foil to white bread Jason Brody and helps to goad the player into furthering their quest. Each time Vaas gets the upper hand on the player, he just toys with them, leaving both Jason and the player living through him all the more determined to finish the adventure until he gets them again. Do you know the definition of insanity? Haytham Kenway, Assassin's Creed 3. Haytham Kenway might have been the leader of the Colonial Templar Order and trying to bring all of humanity under their sway by force, but for giving all of that evil stuff, you cannot deny that British charm. Solidus Snake, Metal Gear Solid 2. Sometimes lost within the thick of Metal Gear lore, George Sears, the 43rd President of the United States, had a secret that nobody could ever learn. He was in reality Solidus Snake, the third perfect clone of Big Boss, and a calculated man in his own right. While he was the president, Solidus secretly went against the wishes of the Patriots, who he worked for. Then once he was removed, Solidus thought he was a few moves ahead of them with the formation of Dead Cell and his Sons of Liberty, all in an effort to take down the oppressors of the world. Did we mention his awesome Dr. Octopus suit? Handsome Jack, Borderlands series. Handsome Jack is better than you, and he knows it. His immediate charisma is as clear as the clips to his mask, and his scathing wit is delivered perfectly with each line. Requesting that Vault Hunters die at the beginning of Borderlands 2, his massive ego and owning a large company make him a threat, but his hilarious dialogue makes him far more memorable than any other series character. GLaDOS, Portal series. Enrichment Center protocols dictate that we now proceed to heap praise upon the dry-witted, psychopathic AI at the center of Valve's Portal series. GLaDOS is the sole companion through much of both titles, with a dark sense of humor and a delivery that has made many an internet meme. While the player has little choice but to follow through with her tests, the cracks begin to show around the seams while she becomes ever more unhinged, until she tries to slide you into a pit of fire and you're all like, oh no! There will be no cake at the conclusion of this feature. Pagan Min, Far Cry 4. Self-styled King of Kyrat, Pagan Min isn't the unhinged lunatic that his predecessor Vaas was, but a put-together son of a Chinese drug lord, who put together his own private army right under the noses of his cartel before fleeing to and usurping the failed state in the mountainous Kyrat. His flamboyant and unconcerned nature isn't so much a facade as it's just who he is. The man who will smile at you one minute and then slit a person's throat for disobeying him the next. The alternate ending where the player waits as he's told at the table shows that Min isn't a lunatic, just cool and calculated. Albert Wesker, Resident Evil series. What is it about the intimidating Albert Wesker that made his appearances throughout the classic Resident Evil series so memorable? Was it his devious, endlessly cunning plans to take control of the entire human race? His ability to slip into the Raccoon City PD or STARS without suspicion to further his goals? His ludicrous bid to gain superpowers with a prototype virus and have it work? Or was it just those amazing shades all along? You be the judge. Delilah, Dishonored 2. The tragic story of Delilah Copperspoon is but a prologue to the power-hungry visionary that she grows to become by the time she's the main antagonist of Dishonored 2, and directly going against the now Empress Emily. Her ability to use her brain and body to climb the social ladder to her own ends is second to none, and we really have to give props to her eyeliner game. Scorpion, Mortal Kombat. In the world of Mortal Kombat, where there is only the purely virtuous good guys and the edgy bad guys, Scorpion's neutrality and anti-heroism is a welcome break from the tropes. Like most fighting game characters, a lot of who he is has to be told through the costume design. However, unlike so many other wandering karate masters like Ryu, Scorpion is a hellish ninja with a Ghost Rider skull for a face that just pulls you in. Oh, sorry, that was actually his chain pulling you in. Fatality. Sephiroth, Final Fantasy VII. The graceful and collected Sephiroth is an imposing figure based just on his elegant, intimidating design, but his actions speak far louder than his appearance, and his strength, skill in battle, and record as a top-class officer of soldier speaks for itself. While he gives off the appearance of being calculated and above everyone else, his mental state are anything but, leaving us with one of, if not the most memorable villain in the series' history. Sarah Kerrigan, StarCraft. Kerrigan was a human that was left for dead by a man she trusted, and turned into the infested queen of the alien Zerg against her will. But does Sarah Kerrigan let a little alien infestation get her down? No, not at all. The cunning of the Queen of Blades is only matched by her terrifying skill at manipulation, able to convince her most hardened enemies to work towards a common goal, before turning around and stabbing them in the back when they least expect it. Stephano Valentini, The Evil Within 2. What brought the mad artist Stephano Valentini to his shattered mental state was the tragic tour as a war photographer, where he lost his eye while also capturing the moment of a soldier's gruesome death. From then on, the artist slipped further into mania, seeing beauty only in the moments of death. This calculating man was able to slip past psyche valves with ease, and be selected to join the Mobius STEM project, where he could continue in peace. A bad day routine got Stephano far in Union, where he was able to use Sebastian's daughter's power for himself. His cool smile never lets on what he has up his sleeve the entire time. Monokuma, Danganronpa. The Danganronpa series is known for being deliciously self-aware and meta, and nothing exemplifies this better than its villain and mascot, Monokuma. The headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, this cuddly teddy bear is a homicidal maniac who goes out of his way to make life for the students placed in his charge miserable, inducing them to kill one another and then killing the killers in spectacularly gruesome public executions. Truly a symbol of despair. Also, if none of that previous sentence made sense to you, don't worry. We've completed every single Danganronpa game and gone through both the animes, and we're still not sure we get it. Dr. Breen, Half-Life 2. It takes a steely gaze and an iron will to negotiate a peace between humanity and an alien force that, by all rights, could just wipe out humans. However, these are both traits that Dr. Breen from Half-Life is blessed with. His results put the man in a less than perfect light, and his convenient promotion to Administrator of Earth under combined rule was suspect. He always sounds quite convinced that his motives are pure. Breen's hard-to-read manner is only made more frightening by how his accomplishments have stacked up. Giovanni, Pokemon Red and Blue. The influence of Giovanni runs deep within the world of Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue. His unflappable demeanor, iron fist, and snappy suit gained him a legion of grunts with which he built Team Rocket from the ground up. But his ambitions to control all of Pokemon for his own gain saw the man lead his team nearly effortlessly towards taking control of major institutions around Kanto, such as the Pokemon Tower and Silph Co. His charisma inspired a splinter group to seek him out 3 years later within Pokemon Gold and Silver, and most recently, Giovanni managed to bring together the various egotistical and maniacal team leaders from across the series under his banner in Team Rainbow Rocket. As one man, he's powerful, but considering the way he attracts and is able to make use of his followers, he's nearly unstoppable. And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from GamingBolt, you can always hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon next to it. That way you will never miss any of our videos.